Hi, everyone. It is Thursday and it is the 9th of April 2020. So it is still COVID-19 remote work and social distancing time. And I have been posting this week uh, communication tips on effective and efficient conference calls because we all are doing more of those, whether we're doing them in terms of audio only or video. We're all doing more conference calls and we want to make them as effective and efficient as possible. So I'm going to share my screen here with you and we're going to take a look at the role today of the participant. So far, what I've been sharing with you is the role of the facilitator. And I really do believe that every effective and efficient conference call has a facilitator. But the participant is also vital in terms of making the call work. So the participant, before the call starts, needs to make sure they understand the technology. If you're being invited to a conference call on a platform you've never been on before, you're not comfortable, you're worried about the technology, figure that out ahead of time. One of the things that I've shared about the facilitator is they should be available to do test runs with people that are new to a platform. So find somebody who can help you do a test run for yourself the day before or 2 days before, not the day of. Confirm your attendance either to the facilitator or the whole group. If you compare this to a face-to-face meeting, you don't want to know who is attending that meeting. If an agenda has been sent out, which is something I also highly recommend, take a look at it and be familiar with what the topics are for the meeting. That's really going to help with it being efficient and effective. And if there's something on that agenda that you can respond to or contribute to with research or a comment or an experience, let the facilitator know. Because part of the facilitator's responsibility is to create participation. So if you can support them in that, that's going to make a much more effective call. Effective conference calls are all about discussion, ideas, solutions, so participation is key. At the beginning of the call, arrive early. All of us should leave a window for the technology to not work for us. Just today, I waited an extra 7 minutes for someone to join me on a meeting, and they were struggling with the technology. Not because they were unfamiliar, but because the technology is being used so much these days. So give yourself some time for technological mishaps. Aim to get there early so that you can still be on time. And if you do arrive early and you have a social conversation with some of the other people that are there, limit that conversation. It's a fine thing to do, but make sure it's limited so that when it's time for the meeting to start on time, you're ready to end your conversation and be attentive on time. And during the call, in larger meetings, keep yourself on mute unless you're speaking. And this is even more important today. I mean, it's always been important, but with so many of us working from home and a wide variety of noises available in the background, mute is pretty important. And don't put yourself on hold. Because then everybody hears your background music or your beep, beep, beeping or whatever your phone system creates when you're on hold. In smaller meetings, if everyone else is on camera, be on camera. If you think about this again and you compare it to face-to-face meeting, you wouldn't want to walk into a small boardroom and have somebody there with a mask on or a bag over their head or something so you couldn't see who it was. So allow yourself to be on camera. If you're concerned about background, you can stand or sit in front of a closet, in front of cupboards. I know that I've made this look really neat and tidy, but the reality is I've dismantled this room because I'm moving my office into another room in the house. So it's just the immediate background over my shoulders that looks good. Everything else here is a mess. And during the meeting, encourage others to contribute. So Again, you want to support the facilitator in creating discussion and interaction, because that's what makes the conference call work. That's what makes it effective and efficient. So you can say phrases like, I'd like to hear what Angela thinks about this, or can Steve share his experience, and really support everyone and the facilitator in creating an interactive meeting. And finally, I wanted to share with you, there are plenty of conference call bingo cards being circulated. And one of the elements of that is the negative part, right? That we are focused on the funny negative things that can happen in a conference call. And I have created a struggling here a bit, sorry. I have created a bingo card that's in the positive that I wanted to share with you here. And it simply reviews all of the skills that I've shared in the videos the last few days for the facilitator and the participant in order to create effective and efficient conference calls. So when we go back to the PowerPoint here, on the last slide, what I've shared with you is the link to grab that PDF bingo card, share it with others, have it available for your team to look at and work with so that you're creating the very best conference calls possible in the coming weeks. It is now Easter weekend starting tomorrow, which completely slipped by me until this morning. And so I will next be delivering some phone skills for you on Monday. And so have a great weekend, and you'll see me back here on Monday the 13th. Take care. Bye.